We're in Nigeria's capital, Lagos, one of the most crowded places in Africa. Here, entrepreneur Neo Oguntoyinbo saw a chance for a special taxi company called MetroTaxi, being the first and only metered taxi business in the country. Let's find out how it began.
I've always had a passion for transport. I've always been fascinated about vehicles, models, brands, what kind of engine size they carry, and all of that. I've also always been fascinated about how people get from one point to the other, what takes them. Is it a bus rapid system? Is it a train? Is it a coach? Is it an underground? So, it's safe to say that, my passion is in transport. It's something I love to do.
The taxi business in Nigeria is not using metered taxis yet. MetroTaxi is the first to use these modern techniques.
This is a standard MetroTaxi. Every MetroTaxi has a security camera fitted inside on my left here. What it does is it allows us to see what's happening on the inside. It also allows us to record what happens in case there are lost and found issues specifically. We also have a meter fitted in every taxi. This meter reads charges for every kilometer traveled, and it tells the fare at the end of the journey. The meter is also connected to the GPRS system, which is also fitted in this taxi, and is linked back to the call center, which allows us to tell where the taxi is, if the taxi is engaged, and it allows us for efficient dispatch of the taxis.
But it's not only the taxis, it's also about the communication techniques involved.
We have an online dispatch system that allows us to see all our taxis wherever they may be within the city. Indeed, it's a system that can serve the whole nation. And we've configured that so that when we go to other cities, we don't have to buy a new dispatch system, so to speak. So they locate the taxi, they find the taxis in less than 60 seconds. When they do that, they're talking to you, but they're sending a message to the taxi. They can tell if the taxi is free. Once he accepts the job, they tell you exactly how long it will take for a taxi to get to you. And voila, taxi arrives at your doorstep, you don't have to haggle, and then you pay by the meter.
With all this passion, having a taxi company wasn't enough. Neo also has an automotive company with a rather curious name, Philly and Mools.
Automobile dealership sector in Nigeria is very matured. You have businesses that are 40 years old. You have some family names, in this business, and people, perception is everything. So we also wanted a name that could open doors for us. If we said Philly Automobiles, or if we said Frank Automobiles, for example, it was pretty straightforward what that meant. But when we come in and we say Philly and Mools, they say, what is that? What does that mean? So we get an opportunity to start talking about what it means and then what we do. And in talking about what we do, we get our foot into the door to get ourselves a chance to basically prove what it is that we do.
Neo has an interesting philosophy on the human capital of Africa. His motto is, it's the drive that makes the driver.
The African continent is blessed with a vast amount of human resource. I like to call it human capital, because I can invest 1,000 euros in a business. If I don't have the right kind of human capital to drive the business, support that system, we can be sure that the financial capital or the money that's going to that business, it's going down the drains in a couple of days, so to speak. So, all over the African continent, and I've visited 20, 25 cities in Africa, I find the same resolve. The average African who wants to get up every day, wants to go out there and make an honest living. And he doesn't want to go to bed except he's done something worthy of note where he can earn an income, an honest income, and come back to his family. Something he can hold his head high up and say, well, this is what I've done. The gentleman who's driving us here has been with us from inception. Okay, and he comes out every day. He's married, he's got a kid, and he wants to go out there to make an honest income. So, I think that's a common denominator across African cities or countries that I've seen.
Since I started working with Metro, it has been a very good thing to me and my family. In short, in terms of the improvement, the business is improving every day and day. And I have not experienced any training in terms of driving. When I got myself into Metro, I was trained I was given a driving institute training. I was also given a certificate from Pan-African University. So these are the major training they gave me as a pilot in MetroTaxi, which I have not gotten from any company elsewhere in Nigeria.